Hi, good afternoon. Hope everybody's doing well. We're going to begin Perek together. We're going to learn approximately Pessukim Aleph until Pasuk Zion. Today, um, we're not going to be going over this in class with the Pessukim. We'll review them, but please write notes as we go along, and you can watch this movie as many times as you need till you understand it. So Pasuk Hey begins the following: Vayavo kol shiftei Yisrael el David chavrona. Or, like we discussed last week, that the next step in what's going to happen to the Jewish people, that David is going to become king. So the shiftei Yisrael, it doesn't literally mean all of the tribes of Israel came, but the leaders of the tribes of the Jewish people came to David in Hebron. Vayomru le'mor, right? Vayomru le'mor. Hinenu atzmecha uvesarcha anachnu. We are your flesh and bones. What does that mean? We're flesh and bones. We're related. We're connected. We're tied together. The leaders of the Jewish people say to David. Again, this is after Ishbosheth had already died, and they're coming to David. And now, what do they say? Gam etmo, gam sholshom. Yesterday, a few days ago, meaning the past few years, Shaul Malach Aleinu, when Shaul was our king, Shaul might have been king, Aval Ata, Hayita, Hamotzi, Vahamevi et Yisrael. You were the one that was really taking care of everything in the Jewish people. If you remember correctly from last year, the people used to sing about David that Shaul used to kill the thousands, and David used to kill in the 10,000s. He was, he wasn't officially the general, but he was really taking care of the Plishtims and saving the Jewish people. They said, really, even when Shaul was king, you were the one in charge. And we know, they say, Vayomer Hashem Lacha. We know that Hashem told you already, Ata tirat ami et Israel, that you are going to tir'eh. Tir'eh means from the word ro'eh, to be a shepherd. You are going to lead the Jewish people, just like a shepherd leads his flock. You are going to lead his people, Yisrael. V'ata tiyeh lenagid al Yisrael. You will become, here it defines it as prince. You will be not only the shepherd over the flock, but the strong leader over the Jewish people. That's going to be your role. Vayavo kol ziknei Yisrael el hamelech. And all the ziknei Yisrael, the elders of the Jewish people, came to David in Hebron. Vayichrot laham hamelech David brit bechevron. And they made with David a brit, a treaty, a covenant with David in Hebron, lifnei Hashem, before God. Vayimshechu et David lemelech Yisrael. And they anointed David as king over all of Israel. Wow. In these three psukim, we see now that things are changing. David now has become king over all of Bnei Yisrael. He's no longer just king over the Jewish people, over Yehuda and Hebron. He's now king over all of Bnei Yisrael. And now you have to think, what's going to happen next? David now has become king. Okay, that's awesome. Now where is he going to take the Jewish people to? What's going to happen after this? So the Navi continues. Ben shloshim shana b'malcho, ben shloshim shana David b'malcho, arba'im shana malach. David began his job as king when he was 30 years old, and he was king for a time of 40 years. So he started when he was 30, and he ended when he was 70. That's when he died. Bechevron malach al Yehuda, sheva shanim v'shisha chodashim. In Hebron, he was king for 7.5 years. Ubi Yerushalayim, we don't know that he was in Yerushalayim. That's where his palace is going to be, in Yerushalayim. Malach shloshim v'shalosh shana. He was king for 33 3 years. So 7.5 in Hebron and 33 in Yerushalayim, Al Kol Yisrael veYehuda. So 7.5 years for Yehuda in Hebron and 33 years in Yerushalayim for all the Jewish people. Great. Pessukim Aleph through Hey describe David as king over all the Jewish people. Pessukim Vav, Zayin, Chet, Tet, and Yud discuss an entirely different news stage. It just said that David is king in Yerushalayim. How does David get Yerushalayim? So you need to know some background, and please write notes on this if these are your notes. If you think you should have write notes on this, please write notes. The people living in Yerushalayim right now are people called the Yevusim. Okay, you see the name right here, Yevusi. Okay, the Jebusim. They lived in Yerushalayim during the time of David HaMelech, and even before that. And they felt that they had a claim to Yerushalayim, and they didn't have to leave. Why? Yerushalayim was promised to us in last week's parsha by the Akedah. Hashem said, "This is where your people will live." He told Avram Avinu, "All of Israel belongs to you, especially Yerushalayim." The commentators say over here is that Avraham made a brit. He made a treaty with someone named Avimelech, also in Parshat Vayera. And those people are the Yevusim. And they stayed in Israel for the entire time, and they claimed that Yerushalayim belonged to them. And what did they do? They had a copy of the treaty that they made, and they put it in they put it in two idols. There were two idols that were made. One was of a blind person, and one was of a lame person. A lame person is someone that is crippled, that can't walk. These two idols were meant to make fun, to mock, two of our avot. Yitzchak was blind. Yaakov, when he got hit by the malach, the Sar of Esav, was hit in the leg, and he was lame. He didn't walk the right way. So they made two idols making fun of Yitzchak and of Yaakov, and put the brit that they had with Avraham, that they claimed made them a claim that they didn't have to leave. They put that in the mouths of these two idols. And listen to what they said to David. Vayilech HaMelech v'anashav Yerushalayim. So David and his men go to Yerushalayim. El HaYevusi Yoshev Haaretz. They go to the Yevusim who are now living in Yerushalayim. Vayomer leDavid lemor. They said to David the following: Lo tavo hena, you are not allowed to go here. Ki im hisircha ha'ivrim v'hapischim lemor lo yavo David hena. You are not allowed to go here unless you remove the iver, the blind, and the lame, who say that David is not allowed to go here. Obviously, we're talking about idols here. So they don't talk, but they make the claim that these idols are the things that don't let them come. So if David, you can't come unless you destroy these idols. So what happened? Pasuk Zayin says, Vayilko David et mitzudat Zion hi ir David. David took over the stronghold of Zion. There was a huge fortress that was at the entrance to the way they went into Yerushalayim. David took it over, and he called this Ir David, the city of David, which many of you who've been to Yerushalayim have visited Ir David. After this, in Pasuk Chet, Tet, and Yud, the Navi explains how exactly they overtook and recaptured Yerushalayim. I'm going to explain it outside. We will learn the Pessukim together on Tuesday, but I'm going to direct you to watch 2 movies that explain a little bit about Ir David after you finish this. So basically what happens is that David says to his men, whoever goes in through the tzinor, there was a pipeline underground, under Yerushalayim, that the Yevusim made, that helped bring water into Yerushalayim. So they went through that pipeline and surprise attacked them through there. Okay, and we'll see how that's explained in the Pessukim Bezrat Hashem tomorrow. Have a great day.